Turning points in my life, embracing problems as opportunities. At almost 70 years of age and with 44 years of work experience across dozens of countries, 5 continents, I feel compelled to share the significant turning points of my life. I hope that these insights might be useful to others. We often perceive challenges as negative, but I've found that some of the most difficult moments in my life led to unexpected opportunities. Many of the problems I faced ultimately opened doors to better things. Here are some of my life's major turning points. You can decide for yourself whether they were for the better or worse. 1. Early education in a poor family. Coming from a relatively poor farmer's family, I couldn't even imagine continuing my education beyond primary school. However, I worked hard and earned scholarships from Tribhuvan University, TU, which allowed me to study for an intermediate degree in education, I.ED, the equivalent of today's grade 12. 2. Becoming a teacher and a political activist. After earning my I.ED, I became a permanent teacher in a high school, teaching at the middle school level. At the same time, I got involved in political activism, encouraging students to support the multi-party system. This angered the Panchayat Government, which sought to transfer me to a rural area far from home. Upset by this decision, I left the school without officially resigning. I discussed the matter with my mother, who encouraged me to continue my education. With her support, I returned to school and, once again, secured scholarships from TU. Later, I received a scholarship from an international NGO that also offered me a job after I completed my bachelor's degree. 3. Working in challenging conditions. My first job was in South Lalitpur with CDHP, a region with difficult terrain and poor living conditions. Despite the hardships, walking through steep, leech-infested paths during the rainy season and working long hours, including weekends, I persevered. I wrote educational materials, songs, and poems for local festivals, promoting important development issues. As a reward for my hard work, my office sent me to Canada for further studies, which boosted my confidence and eventually helped me secure a job with Save the Children Norway. 4. A career ceiling at UMN. As a non-Christian working in a Christian organization, I eventually hit a career ceiling at UMN. My manager, a good friend, informed me that I couldn't be promoted to a leadership role because of my religion, which I knew myself the rules. Understanding the rules, I helped a Christian colleague, who was also a close friend, secure the position. Soon after, I was offered a position as Chief of Training with Save the Children Norway, which led me to further training in Zimbabwe before even joining the office. 5. Leaving Save the Children Norway. While at Save the Children Norway, I tried to get recognition for our 3-year-long community development training program from Kathmandu University, KU, after talking to Vice Chancellor Professor Dr. Suresh Raj Sharma, who had agreed to recognize our course equivalent to a bachelor's degree. However, when the organization was reluctant to make necessary changes, I resigned on principle, even though I had no job prospects at the time. With 3 children in school and numerous expenses, I was worried. Luckily, within 3 months, I secured a regional job covering 6 countries in South Asia with Save the Children Fund, SCF, UK. Shortly after, I received a scholarship from the Asian Development Bank and left the job to study in the Philippines. 6. Master's degree in Oxfam. After working with Save the Children Fund, SCF, UK, I pursued a Master's in Development Management at the Asian Institute of Management. Before completing the course, I applied for a position with Oxfam UK/I. Fortunately, I was offered an international role as a training advisor in Cambodia. After 25 months, I moved to Save the Children Norway in Cambodia for another 2 years. 7. Laos People's Democratic Republic and Mongolia. Despite offers from UN offices in Cambodia, I continued working with Save the Children in Laos People's Democratic Republic and Mongolia. Eventually, due to strained relations with a regional representative, I had to think about my children's education and my career. After some time, I secured a job, Norwegian contract, as program director in Albania with Save the Children Norway. 8. Challenges in Albania, and moved to Cambodia. I worked in Albania for 2 years, focusing on developing child rights and education policies with government authorities. Though I enjoyed the work, the local perception of us as outsiders, specifically as Gypsies or Roma, made life difficult for my family. After 2.5 years, I resigned despite being asked to stay. Returning to Nepal without a job, I worked as a consultant before landing a position as regional representative for 3 countries based in Cambodia with Auckland International, is a British London-based international NGO, in Cambodia. 9. Exciting role with UNESCO and UNICEF in various countries. After 2.5 years with Auckland International, I resigned to join UNESCO as head of sub-office, where I worked with the Khmer Rouge, KR, to help integrate them into mainstream society and the politics. This highly challenging but such a rewarding role earned me a gold medal from the Cambodian government. Later, I worked with UNICEF in various countries, awarded with gold medal in Sudan, and receiving accolades from the governments of Pakistan and Sudan. 10. Volunteering and recognition. After early retirement from the UN, I in Canada, volunteered as a visiting faculty member at Kathmandu Universities in Nepal, occasional classes in TU and Pokhara University. I lecture some classes occasionally in University of Ottawa and University of Guelph in Canada. Recognizing my community support and a long service in Canada and abroad, I was honored with the Platinum Jubilee Award during Queen Elizabeth II's reign and the Royal Coronation Award for King Charles III. 11. Books and awards. During the COVID-19 pandemic, I wrote 2 books, The Journey of Hope and Global Humanitarianism, for which I received the Global Humanitarian Award, and I wrote AA2Z Handbook for NGOs. Everything you need to know about NGO. Happy to share I have started writing another book.